All right. Uh, Welcome back, everybody. Lex the Great here. Finally got Mork Borg. I finally have it in physical form. So happy right now and so excited to try it out. This is a playtest. This might span a few episodes. I really don't know what to expect. I don't do playtests often. I always try hard to do a long campaign or a one shot, but I guess more closely it'll be a one shot. But I really want to get used to playing Mork Borg officially tabletop with the actual physical copy of the book, not on the computer. Trying to stay away from digitally as possible, trying to remain traditional tabletop. So, along with the 2D die that I got from that coffin accessory I just reviewed, we're going to create our character. So, I have the standard printout character sheet right here that is just the simple black and white print. And I've got Mork Borg right here. So let's first generate a name for our character. We have this list, of course, is cut off by my graphic. I have this long list right here that we'll get a name for our player character. So we need a two. We're gonna all roll two dice at the same time. So a d6 and a d8 and a d8, which is right off camera, of course, as I struggle to look for it. There, it is not right here. There it is. I confusing it with another. Okay, so and then we're gonna basically check the audio first because I use a cup for the dice. So the D6 for the column and the D8 for the name. Okay, so we have 1, 6. So the first group here, 6. Brent is our name. Our name is Brent. Okay, name is typically the last thing you want to worry about, but figure we work our way down the list. We get the name first. Kind of give me. So now let's go to the character generator, the character creation page, which is a little further into the book. Should be right here. There it is. Okay, so you basically carry. Let me back the camera up a bit. Hopefully you guys can see that a little better. There we go. Okay, so we have 2d6 times 10 silver. So we're gonna roll. Is there a spot for silver? Silver's right down here. Okay, so I'm guessing silver is the dominant currency in this game. Okay, so we have 63, 6 and a 3, so that's 9 times 10 silver. So we have 90 silver pieces. 90 silver pieces. Okay. Then we have a water skin and D4 days of worth of food. So let's see, equipment. We have water skin. I'm not sure if this is how much we can carry. Strength plus 8 items, or D plus 2 on agility and strength test. So we have to roll. I'm guessing we have to fill these boxes up. There are, let's see, 6, 10, 20. So we have 20 available spaces. Okay, well, we'll do a water skin. Then we have a D4 worth days of rations, essentially. Okay, we have 1 day worth of rations. Great start. Okay, so rations, I'm going to put 1, and then That's all for the starting. Now we have to do these lists here. Okay, so our method of how we carry these items will be nothing. I rolled a one, which is nothing. So all this stuff will be on our person. A D12. So both these D12 lists we have to roll. Get my D12 out. 11. A bottle of red poison, D4 doses, toughness DR12 or DR10 damage. Okay, so a bottle of red poison, and then D4 doses. Okay, interesting. We can tinker with that one. Now the next one is an 8, which is right behind the logo. Grappling hook, that is fantastic. I always like the grappling hook. Scrolls, we didn't roll any scrolls. I think that's something you typically have to roll on, if I'm not mistaken. Scrolls are twisted magic. Read 34. Let's jump to 34 just to take a look. So those are all the powers. Those are scrolls. Okay. Create a player character. Randomize your starting equipment on this page, which we did. Randomize weapon and armor, which we have to do next. Roll your abilities. Roll your hit points. Name your character if you wish, which we did. Okay, so these are the weapons. That's your armor. So we have to roll our weapon. Randomize weapon and armor. Optional rules are stop by choosing or randomizing a class. Page 46. Let's see. We can also look at the roll on tables on page 39 to 43. Let's try that. These are traits, so we can do that. I'm guessing I'll probably put that under description. Terrible traits. Let's see, that's a D20. So where's my D20 at? Right here. 19. I'm wasteful. Okay, so I really don't recycle. All right, then broken bodies. Let's see what's wrong with me physically. 10. I have a cataract slowly but surely spreading both eyes. That is wickedly stressful. So I have cataract. Okay. My vision is impaired, basically, in both eyes. I wonder if that have an effect on any visual tests. Next is obsessions, or this one right here. So I'm going to do 20. Let's roll again. Let me use the cup. I use the cup when I just want to get a little more variety. So apologize about the noise. 4. I do want to get a cup that has a little fabric inside, but I forgot to buy that when I was at the store, tabletop store recently. 4. Uh, it says looks like 4 and 5 is the same thing, or not? It is different. AD, gambling addict, must bet every day. If you lose, raise or bet again. Okay, gambling addict. This gives our character a little more personality than just a run and gun kind of game. Gambling addict. Okay, so I like that. That's actually add a little variety to it. Troubling tables. The whole group can share the same backstory, or groups within the group can share a tale. Or the GM can quickly give history to a seemingly mundane character. We'll skip that. These are arcane catastrophes. All right, so now we have to roll for weapons. This is the part I was getting a little confused on when I was looking at the character creation process, but weapons do follow the character creation page right here. So it looks like it's a D10. It's a D10. Okay, let me roll this after weapon. Okay, so I gotta roll a D10, I think. One, uh, 8, 9, 10. Femur's a D4. D6 if you begin with a scroll, which we didn't. So let's randomize our weapons. Okay, I don't see the other weapons unless I'm missing. Oh, I'm sorry, they're right here, right in front of me. They're all laid out. See, I easily missed that. That's one negative of this book. If you're expecting a clean and legible, uh, something clean and legible, you have to read all this little art here. So I completely missed all these. I thought this was just the graphic, but there is text all throughout. So we got to roll a d10. Let's just get that roll. D10 is going to be right here. Let's use the cup. There. 8. So 8 will be, I think eight's on the big list here. Flail, I believe you pronounce that. Flail? Hail, flail. Did I pronounce that correctly? Flail. Yep, I was right. Okay. So this will be, I'm guessing this right here. Flail is a D8 weapon, which is pretty good. Then we got roll armor, D4. 3. Okay. Medium armor, scale, mail, etc. -4 in damage taken. So I am going to be 3. Medium armor. That's D4. So it's going to be this one. Okay. And this is, I'll just put in medium armor. It says DR +2 on agility test. So it's extra difficult to do agility test, including defense. That does make sense. So it's bigger armor. So DR +2. I'm I'm going to imagine I imagine I will miss a lot of these slightly smaller rules on top of the general light mechanics. So I do apologize ahead of time. DR +2, agility plus defense. Okay, I think we're getting close now to the ability scores. Okay, here's abilities. Now, abilities are basically just modifiers per the game, and I have to roll 3d6s. Roll 3d6 and use the table on the right to generate each ability score from -3 to +3. The sum is not this game, it's the actual table value. Okay, so definitely using the cup for this one. Okay, so we have 5, 3, and 2. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is going to be nothing. That's a 0 for strength. All right, let's just do a bear roll here. 2, I regret doing that. 3, 4. So 4 is going to be, wow, -3. Oh my gosh, on agility. That's hilarious. All right, let's try the cup one more time, see if there's anything different. Looks like the cup gives me a little more on that roll, but I have to deal with it. So 12, 13, 14 is going to be a +1 on presence. So Next is toughness. Let's just do the better paw roll. Not bad. Okay, so 6, that's going to be 9, 10, 11. 11 is nothing. So that's that. Okay, so tests, difficulty rating. We have a reference here if I never need it. Right at the bottom here. Carrying capacity. You can carry strength plus 8. So strength is plus 8. We can carry 8 items for now because we have no strength advantage. So these 4 here and then 4 more items down the road. All right. Next, we have to do the hit points. So hit points is up here. Toughness plus D8. Okay, so I can literally have one because I don't have an, toughness or anything. So D8. Let's grab our D8. We're gonna cut this one. Okay, 4. So 4 is our health. That's like maze rats. 4 out of 4. Negative health, HP is death. So I will write it on the school's forehead right here. Forehead, more like a 5 head. Violence. That's once we get to. I don't have any omens. Looks like. So and everything else is mechanics. If I miss anything, I don't believe I did. Now there's your leveling up system getting better. Now powers, that's the other thing I was concerned about. Remember, this is a playtest. I'm kind of looking through the book here, not really doing a tutorial per se, but I just want to get this engraved in my head for future play, so I don't have to rely on the book too much. Besides the tables, because there's a lot of tables. And on top of that, I have a fan made, an unofficial fan made Mork Borg Oracle, which I've used before bluntly. So I have that off the side. Not too many tables. I don't want to distract myself for too long. But we did everything on the list here. We named our character. It says roll number of omens. So let's do page 38. That is part of the optional rules. I did the other optional rules. Okay, but we don't have any powers per se. I think that's if that's a class thing. So page 46. Let's go 38 first. Omens. Okay, so basically omens are, let's see, deal maximum damage. Powers. Let's see, omens. If you play without classes, every character begins with 2D omens. Okay, which I did not play with a class. I didn't choose one, but we will look at that class as coming up here in a second. Basically, I'm just seeing if I can qualify for omens, and looks like every character begins with 2D omens. When depleted, roll the class designated die 2D if you're not playing with a class. Okay, so dealing maximum damage, reroll a dice. All right, well, 2D omens depleted. So I need my 2 dice. We've already did those here. Or, okay, so how do we do this? I don't see numbers on these rolls. So one. One is deal maximum damage of one attack. Okay. I don't know why I was a little confused on this, but I can choose one because I rolled one. So if you're a class, you obviously might have a different value of that, but I can choose one out of this list. So I write it down here. Let's see. I deal maximum damage with one attack. Reroll a dice. Roll yours or someone else's. Lower damage dealt by you. Well, let's look at my scores here. I have -3 agility, which means I will get hit pretty. I'm a big dude, so I get hit pretty easily. So I think neutralize a crit or fumble. Lower one test DR to -4. I believe I'll benefit more for lower damage dealt to you by these 6. Okay, so lower damage. And when I use this, I have to erase it, I believe. dealt to me. I'm going to write to me D6. And so it says if when depleted, roll the class designated or roll again to regain the maximum after resting at least 6 hours. Okay, so I remember that's for 6 hours. There's some other things in here that we may or may not use, but that is the character sheet, I believe. We have armor, we have one weapon. I don't believe we can get more than that. Randomized weapon and armor. Yep, we have one weapon. Okay, well there we go. That's the character creation process. Pretty straightforward for the most part. And now we begin the story. So let's first figure out where Brent will be placed. And the back of the tables here, there is a table for starting a starting scenario. We have this front, but the index, if there is any, I don't think there is. Oh, I'm sorry, the index is in the back. We'll be using the book a lot. So the world here, we have there is a table for starting situations. I recall seeing this somewhere in the book. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so where do you wander? D12. Okay, so Brent will be wandering. We'll give him a D12 here. 4. Brent is currently on a dirty Schleswig Street. Schleswig Street. I'll just say he's on a dirty street. Okay, so he's in a small town. Who or what contacts you? D20. All right, he's walking down a street, a very dirty street, and 19. Restless soul by the name of Gast. Okay, so we're walking down a street at night. Let's roll. Let's get my notes here. I almost forgot about this. All right, so let's say weather-wise, it is going to be a D12 weather. 9. It is currently crackling frost. It is super cold out. And a little challenge to myself, I'm not going to try to write things down too often because this is a playtest. So Brent is walking down a dirty road, a street at night. It is frigid. It is cold out, and he is in a very small town he's passing through. It's a ghost town. There is no one out. It's super late at night, and while he's walking, there's going to be a restless soul named Gas that he runs into. So on the back of my sheet here, I have a small little list I can make. There's our first NPC. He's a restless soul, wandering spirit. He is not. We can roll to see how he reacts to us. We can do a reaction check for a restless soul, but in here it says that's who we get in contact with. Let's figure out if his response will be one of these following. So D12. I'm glad to see D12 is used a lot in this game. D12 doesn't get enough love. 5. He's angered. Okay, so he's angry. This spirit named Gast is angry. And our character, Brent, sees this. I am picturing it now that there are not street lights per se, but there are like torches on the sides of some buildings. We're walking down a very narrow cobblestone road, and he is walking in the middle of the cobblestone road street, right through the middle of this town that he doesn't know the name of because it's a ghost town, which explains why there's a spirit wandering around. It's a lost soul. And the soul seems to be fidgeting and kind of deformed and twitching around. He's kind of confused by this. He's used to it. This world is completely messed up, so it's not the first time he's seen a soul as this adventurer. But I believe he's going to try to walk up to the soul slowly and perhaps speak to it. But when he walks up to the soul, let's see what Gas does. So let's use the. We already know he's. We used this reaction, which I rolled wrong in 2d6, but in any event, now I know. But we know he's resistant, he's angry, he's not too approachable. But when he sees us, we walk up slowly. I'm going to say that Brent stops in place and he's a little concerned. I'll get my d20 out. Let's see how his reaction is to us. So, his reaction, I'm sorry, what he does. With disposition, we have actions, subject, deeds. Let's see. I'm going to roll a d20. Okay, 16 is the roll. Now, 16, action, losing. Okay, so he lost something. We can go on that. We can say he lost something. Or we can refer to this. I could remember I'm playtesting, so I'm kind of experimenting different methods here. If I do an actual like one shot, I will take notes. I have a tendency to do that, but the video itself also serves as notes. But I'm thinking that I like this adventure sparks, this D100 list here. Let's roll that to see if lose something does actually tie into any of these adventure sparks. So, two, undead riddled valley awaits. Okay, so Gast is twitching around, and we walk up to him. We ask him what is our character. So we're wasteful, Connor. We're kind of like we see him, but we're kind of confused with what he's doing. We're kind of like squinting. Our eyes are, we're kind of a slight visual obstruction. But he walks up to the spirit, to Gast, and the spirit turns to Brent, and he gets defensive because we know this by we rolled from earlier. He's angered. He's angry to see me. He says in a very distorted voice, he says, "Not one step closer, human." So he's pointing at us with his hands. His hands kind of transparent, white glow, and twitching around. And Brent puts his hands up and he says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, easy there, bud. What's wrong?" And he's obviously a little concerned for the guy, for Gast. And Gast says that he lost something. He lost something down in the undead riddled valley. So he points behind him further down the path and he says, "I've lost my favorite scarf." He just points down north of the path where he's standing. He says, "I lost my favorite scarf. My dying wife gave it to me millennia ago." It's a red scarf. He says it's a very nice red scarf made of silk, and we're very confused. I'm thinking that Gas doesn't know he's dead, and this is just could be a projection. This could be a mirrored image of a past incident. It's just like a broken record, and we ask Gast a red scarf down in the undead valley. So he says, "I can help you find the scarf, but what do I expect in return?" So Gast is thinking for a moment. He's a floating kind of human-shaped ball of energy, not ball of energy, but a human-shaped transparent spirit. And when we ask him, "What do I get in return?" Let's see what his reaction is. Let's roll 8 indifferent. He's not too sure what to think of it. He's or it. I'm assuming guest could be a male. So he says, "I will grant you one power for one day if you find my wife's scarf." And so we accept. And Brent accepts. He says, "Okay, that's what I'm talking about." Now, where is this undead valley? Further up north? And the spirit turns around, Guest once again points north. Yes, if you travel, he says, if you travel while pointing 15 minutes north of here, you will see the undead valley. And again, it's nighttime, it's dark out, so Brent will ask Gast, "Do I trust you will remain here while upon my return?" And Gast nods his head, as we can barely tell. He's nodding his disfigured head. His head is actually floating above his head, his torso, or his body, his chest. It's kind of like a floating head. And he says, "Yes, I will be here every night." So when he says that, he thinks that gas will vanish, won't be present during the day, so he comes out at night. He says, "I like to wander the streets. It helps me think, but I must have my wife's scarf. Red, long scarf." He starts repeating himself. "It's red, it's long, and I must have it. Must bring it back to me." And he starts kind of twitching and twisting around. His head starts spinning a little bit, and we're like, "Okay, we will get your scarf for you." So we walk around him. He says, "Thank you, kind sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You are so kind." And he kind of reaches his hand out, tries to pat us on the shoulder, but his hand goes through us. And we're like, can we feel the shivering, this cold touch as it passes through us? And then he looks at his hand. He's kind of scruffs. He goes, "Hmm," and he doesn't really connect the dots like he's a ghost, but that's probably just a self-awareness. Okay, so we're going to now travel north from our current position through this town, this ghost town, and while we're traveling, let's roll for, I believe, this table. And let's roll. Let's see what we got here. So let's explore the tables. We have, let's see, corpse plumbering. Let's try the back page here. That's a dungeon. We have immediate danger. Okay, I'll just roll to see if, because it's a haunted, this is a haunted town. So I'm thinking that there will be um, spirits wandering around. So it's late at night. Is it a full moon? Let's roll my own oracle here. We could use this one. We could do a percentile oracle. We could do my usual yes or no roll. I think I'm going to use my own oracle. So I'll put this back here. The chances that it's a full moon, I will be blue is yes, red is no. If it's equal, it's partly cloudy. So is it a full moon out? Oh yes, it definitely is. I'll give you use the higher number. So there's a little bit light clouds, but nothing covering the moon. It's a full moon. Okay, we're walking. We have our weapon drawn. We're cautious. We're gonna look around. We're gonna do a let's do a test here. Let's do a action, a check. So let's go to our actions abilities. So presence, perceive. Yep, we'll do presence. So we're gonna look around to see if there's make sure nothing is amiss, nothing is strange in the neighborhood. That'll be D20 roll. So we have a modifier of +1, and the difficulty is usually 12, I believe. We can fudge it if it's easy. I think because it is late at night. Let me go back to my list here. Sorry, guys. I know I just closed it up, but uh, yeah, there's difficulty ratings here. I'll try to keep this open. The book is fresh, so we'll close often. Now, routine, but some chance. I'm going to say it's pretty simple because it is nighttime. So let's roll +1 on this roll. Do we spot anything out in the area? 11 plus 1 is 12. We do. Okay, so we see there is this um, another ghost, but it's in the distance to the right. And it looks like a giant robed individual, transparent, walking. It's walking. Let's see which way it's walking. It's walking to us. I was basically asking myself, is it walking to us? It is. This this robed individual ghost spirit, it's walking to us. It has a large robe on. We can't see its face. It's shadow. It's blocked off. And as it approaches, we see its hands go up. Like we see its hands do this. It lifts its hands up, and then its head tilts up, and we can see like these uh, glowing eyes. Its face. It's just an empty. It's basically an empty face, just with two eyes floating there. So it's a pretty wicked looking, pretty disturbing looking image if you're thinking about it. And I'm going to say that it is going to tell us something. So, does it, is it a threat? Let's see if it's first a threat. I'm going to say it probably is. Oh, yes, it is very much a threat. Okay, so we might have our first encounter here, which is good because I'm going to playtest this. So it raises its hands up and it shouts, "You do not belong here," as it just then, it's floating. It bolts right at us. So we have a chance to attack here. So let's go to our attacking violence initiative. So we have to roll d6. We'll do the cup here. Okay, enemies go first. All right, so we might die in this first 10 minutes of the game. So I have my note cards here. So I'm gonna say, let's see what villains we got here. We can make our own, or we can try not villains, enemies. Let's see. It does have quite a number of enemies, creatures. I think it's near the middle. There it is. Okay, so there's a Seth goblin, there's the bent scum. I think let's try this one, bent scum. So not this one exactly, but stats based on this one here. So we'll do we'll call it a spirit scum, and HP will be the 7 as it says there. Morale is 8, has no armor. Special attack, poison knife, test toughness, DR10. We'll just stick with the poison knife, D4 plus special. Okay, so poison knife, D4 plus special. So the special is test toughness, DR10. Okay, or become affected. So test toughness, DR10. Okay, interesting. So now we'll do let's roll to our violence section, and it attacks first. It's going to do the D4 against us. My armor, I have to roll my armor, which is also D4. So okay, that makes sense. The D4 will use enemy D4 for red, and ours will be for this. Let's do the cup. We have defense, agility. So the enemy goes first. We have to roll for defense. So test toughness of 10. Okay, I might be doing this wrong, but We roll for defense. The enemies do not roll besides damage. All right, so agility, which is -3, it's bad. So we have to beat 12, I think, or 10. Okay, let's just see what we roll. 4, which is terrible. We get hit. Okay, so we lost that roll. We get hit, but we have to roll our armor against I believe, the enemy roll. So the enemy strike is 1. Um, ours is D4. We are able to not take any damage, actually. I rolled a 4 for our armor, and then their attack was only 1, so we negated all of it. I believe that's how it works for damage. I could be mistaken, but if this is going to be a house roll, I will quote unquote roll for it. Okay, now it's our turn. We have a weapon that is a D8, so it's a pretty good weapon. I got in the range, so I'm going to roll a D20 for melee for strength. So I have to get a 12. Okay, plus nothing, so 7. It's a miss. Now we can roll defense for us. It's going to strike again with the poison knife against our T12. 6. It's a miss. Okay, now we roll. Let's just use our hand here. Okay, I'm thinking it's our turn right now. 5. That's also a miss. This is going to just keep missing. Let's see. It's roll now. We're rolling defense. And, oh, you know what? I think I messed up earlier. This is when I block. I rolled under, I believe, last time. Okay, I'm learning as I go. So we blocked. We rolled. I was thinking Karen for a second, like rolling within, at or below. This is D&D, this style. This is at or above. So I blocked. Okay, now we attack. You got to do 12 or higher. 17, nice. And I believe I forgot to include agility, which -3, but I think we blocked it. So 15, 14, 13. Yeah, okay, we're good. I forgot to include my agility modifier there. So we were able to land a hit here. No strength modifier. Now we're gonna roll our attack, the damage die. 4 damage. Okay, so that's gonna be 6, 5, 4, 3. Yep, 3 HP. Okay, now it's going to attack us. We have a defense -3, so we failed. So now we get hit. I'm doing this right. So now we get hit uh, because that's going to make it 9. So we failed a defense. So it's going to roll its D4 damage against our armor of a D4. Okay, so we roll nice and negated it 1-1. So no damage taken. Again, if I'm doing that right. Now it's our turn. We're going to attack. 19, nice. So we land a hit. D8. 6, and that destroys the spirit scum that we made up. Okay, so if I did that all accurately, um, not a total fan of it. I am too used to maze rats. Maze rats would have been like this. So if the creature had, I kind of take rules from other games with maze rats. Maze rats, you do have an armor class, and there's an HP. There's 2 methods I would do this. Let's do this. So again, this is a playtest. We have this enemy here. So we have enemy number 1 and then enemy 2. Enemy 1 will be based on uh, a difficulty rating that an armor rating that changes with the health. So the health is the armor rating. And as you hurt it, it goes down. So this is a 2d6 system in line equals to the armor rating. So if I'm remembering that correctly, the terminology for maze rats. But in any event, enemy 2 is a traditional separate 2d6 for HP and then separate from its armor rating. So like D&D, it has armor class and then there's a health. But it's a 2d6, so the health has to be within a realistic range. Okay, enemy 2 has an armor rating or a difficulty HP, however we word it, of let's say 8. It's a slightly above average. Now, the enemy 2, it has 8 HP. Let's put right here, and then its armor rating is going to be slightly less at 6. Now, we attack with our weapon will be a regular melee weapon, so we don't have a bonus of it like +1, which is a heavier weapon. Now, we will roll the 2d6, and a 2 is a miss. Nothing happens. Our character, for example, will go off. I'm thinking maze rats, but let's just say it rolls its 2d6s, or its character can be different from a 2d6. It can be a 1d6, but it attacks with 2d6. Our armor class, let's just say 8 is the standard maze rats. It also misses with 1-1. Okay, with 2. Now it's our turn. Let's attack enemy 2. Okay, so we have a 5. Armor rating is 6. We miss. Then enemy 2 will attack us. Okay, I really have to get a roller here. Okay, there we go. So 3 and a 2. It's a 5. It missed us. Ours is an armor rating of 8. Now we attack enemy number 1. All right, so we have 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, which is not good enough. But just for the sake of testing out, let's say it's a 6. And we heard it with a roll of 9. The difference is the damage taken. So if it's a equal to, it's a block. But 9 would be basically a difference of 3 from its 6. So now it's down to 3 HP. But that's also the armor. It's easier to hit now. So 6-1, it's obliterated. It's gone. The other method, let's say we roll a 10 damage. That's a difference of 2. Well, let's see. Armor, we roll a 10. Let's just get this. Let's get a visual aid here. 5-5. 5. There you are. Okay, so 5-5. It's 10. That means the difference between its armor class here is 4. So it takes 4 damage. But the armor does not go down. That's the difference between the two. The first one here could be easier, quicker, the quicker combat. This one is more traditional, depending on the enemy. If it's a D6 enemy, if it's a D8 enemy, again the range would be within D12, within a D12. A D12 enemy would be boss. D10 would be higher ranking, like a captain. A D8 or 6 would be uh, a challenge, a slight challenge. D4, D6 will be easy, normal. So that's how I kind of seen um, this one on the right here is Maze Rats, and Maze Rats is still a personal favorite of mine. But I did enjoy trying out this really simple approach to Mork Borg. Now I could we can keep going, but I'm hitting 50 minutes now, and I think this we did some combat, very lightweight combat, probably not properly. I'm sure I'll get some flack for it for anybody on here who has played Mork Borg quite more often than I have. But um, it's it's definitely really enjoyable, and I'm still rusty on trying to develop a story continuing on. But let's say we destroyed that monster, so that combat's over, and we can see if we pick anything up from it. I think that's actually in the front page here. So corpse plundering. So we defeated the ghost, the scum, spirit scum, whatever it's called, and now we're gonna roll uh 2d6s here. So let's see, 46. There was something very wrong with this one. Hands covered with something lukewarm, brown and acid, acidic. Take 2d. Okay, d2 plus 1 damage and smell terribly for 4 days. Okay, so we take damage. We take 2 damage after trying to pick something up from that pile of like just this pile of dust. This spirit turned into a pile of dust. No, it turned into a pile of sugar just for some odd reason. And but we take 2d damage, and that's great. So it's a setback for us. Now so we lost health. Okay, well we have to possibly rest to recoup that, so we can find out if there is a inn or tavern nearby. So let's ask the oracle if there's a tavern nearby. I'm gonna say there is. Is there a tavern nearby? There is a tavern nearby, so I'm gonna use these two here. It's though it's a little shady looking because it is nighttime, so and it's a haunted town. So we walk up to the tavern. Is the door unlocked? I just don't know. I'm gonna roll. I really don't know. The door is not locked. Oh yeah, it is locked. Okay, so 5 is a yes. The door is locked. We try to. Brent tries to open the door, but it's locked. He's looking around and knowing it's a haunted. This town is haunted. It's a ghost town, literally. Does he see anything inside? Let's roll. I don't think he does. Is there anyone inside? No, there's not. So 5 to 6. That's a very weak no. So it's no, but he thinks the back door there might be a back entrance. So we walk around. We walk around the tavern. There's a very good sized tavern, and there is a back door. Is the back door? Let's roll the condition of the back door. It is, for the most part, still intact. If red was higher, I was going to say it's a broken door. Now, is this door locked? I'm going to say it might actually not be. So 2D knows. 2 knows. It is still locked, which is unfortunate. So even 4 total against 6 is locked. Okay, our character's getting a little aggravated now. He wants to get inside, see if there's any leftover drinks, people yale or ale that, yeah. So that any of the prior occupants left in the tavern itself. Well, he's going to now try to pick the lock. We don't have any lock picks. That's the problem. So he's going to use his weapon. It's the flail and break the handle off. So that'll be a strength check with no modifier and it's a d12. So this is just a straight up roll. Here with the cup, and he's able to break the lock. So 13 is a good roll. That breaks a lock. The handle of the door breaks off and it's hanging off of the because it was only one. I'll consider degree of success here, which this game doesn't. But because it's only one above the difficulty, I'm gonna say that the handle is still hanging off of the door, but it is broken. So it's hanging off the door. He looks through the uh, the keyhole, or he looks through the hole where the knob was, and does he see anything? Let's see. I don't know, so we'll do 50-50. He does see something. He sees there's a single candle, barely. Remember, he has his vision impairment, so he's looking with his good eye, and he sees a single candle flickering in the middle of the tavern. There's a square bartender area, there's a seating area in the middle around the bar, and there's a single candle. He's looking around, but he doesn't exactly see. Let's do a presence roll to see if he spots anybody inside, any other ghosts, any other spirits wandering around. So let's do a d12. We have a +1 on this. Okay, 2. He doesn't see anything at all. That's 3 against 12. Uh, he can't see anything else besides the candle. The candle was my gift to him as a GM for him being able to just peek through. But he sees what he thinks is a candle. I guess we can roll with that. He thinks it's a candle because it's a flickering yellow light. So he's going to put his fingers into the door handle inside the hole and try to pull it open slowly. Does the door crack or creak? I'm going to say it does because it's an older tavern. Does it creak as it's open? Does it make a squeaking sound? It does not. It's surprisingly a very quiet door. So he opens it and he looks through. He looks around and it appears he's in the back storage room, and the door going into the bar area, the dining area, is open from the storage room. So he's looking around and he sees that there are crates and some spoiled food, broken bottles of glass on the floor. There's a big rug on the floor. There is a huge lamp chandelier with no lights, no candles lit on the ceiling. There is dust and documents everywhere. It's just kind of not raided, but just left to rot for years, however long this ghost town was left. And as he steps inside, he closes the door behind him, and he's kind of curious about what is in the back here, if there's any food or anything good. Because again, he does have one day's ration, but he wants to find some kind of helpful item. So as he's rummaging around in, let's see what items we got here. You know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna use this one. So Table of Fables. I always keep this nearby. It has a huge list of items, if I'm not mistaken. Go to the table of index here. There we go. So we have, but this one's more generic fantasy. It's not as crazy as Mork Borg, but items. So we have 21 as items. He's looking through the crates and he loots the entire back room, and this is what he finds. Let's see what he finds. Let's say he finds something that is um, either a flavor item or a mundane item. I'm going to say a mundane item. So it's a D100. Okay. 46, 49. 49 is on the next page here. And that's going to be a golden statue of a crouching monkey. Okay, so golden monkey statue. That's interesting, but he wants to pocket it. Okay, so that's the item it found. I do like using that tables from time to time. Now, does he find anything else? I'm going to say no. Okay, so that's going to be. Oh, he does find something else. Okay, one more item. So we'll go back to our table, and let's say it was a small ratio though when what he found. So let's do scavenging items. Technically, this is scavenging. I probably could have used this list in the first place, but 86 scavenging items. That's going to be 1d4 vial of lavender oil. Okay, so 1d4 a vial of lavender oil. Okay, so again, that's what he finds. We'll keep this nearby. Now, as he's rummaging, does something happen? I'm going to say yes. Does something happen in the background? Yep. Okay. He hears a glass break in the dining room, and he regains his composure. He stands up. He has his weapon, his flail, at the ready, and he slowly walks to the door frame of the storage room and peeks around. And can he see? Let's do a presence roll. Can he see We'll say difficulty of 10. We'll modify it from the standard 12. Does he see anything that looks like a broken glass? Let's say 10. Plus the one that's 8. He doesn't see anything. He doesn't see a glass broken, at least from his standpoint. Plus his visual impairment, which I keep forgetting to consider as a modifier, but that's okay. It's just kind of a narrative quirk. But no, he doesn't see anything on the floor. He just kind of sees bar stools turned over on their side. He sees empty glasses on the bar. He sees part of the dining area, not all of it. There is a wall to his left with not a dartboard, but like a map, and he sees the map at first, but then when he slowly um, peeks around the corner, like he steps out of the he steps out of the storage area, a hand pops up and grabs him like it's just a hand. It's a ghost hand, and grabs him in the face, and it's basically squeezing his face. So we have to do a toughness check to see if he can survive this. So I'm going to say 12. This hand grabs him. I forgot the name of the Addams Family character, thing or something like that. But 6, he fails, so it squeezes, and he deals one damage from this hand. And if we do this narratively, we don't do the typical, initiative roll. He's gonna try to strike the hand. I'm gonna give this hand a really, really weak roll. So let's do this will be pretty easy to strike. So we'll do a D6. This will be a melee with his weapon. Yep, he strikes it, and we'll do damage roll. Again, it has a. I'll give it to him. He hits the hand with his flail, like he gets off his face. He almost hits his own face, but he's able to successfully strike it. I'm not doing the 12 on the difficult. I'm doing a 6. I modified the DR. So he swings his flail, almost hits his face, but the hand gets hit and it vaporizes. It dissipates, and you can hear some voices muttering as it just turns into a vapor and just disappears. And so he's looking around. He's really hurt right now. He's down to his last health. He's breathing heavily, and he thinks that hand sucked his soul or like sucked part of his life force out. So he sits down in a nearby booth, and there's a cup in front of him that has some water in it. And he's looking at it. The water looks like it's just been there for a while. There's some corrosion around the base of the glass. So he's going to eat some of his rations. I'll let him heal. What is the rule of healing? Let's check it out. So let's see what we got here. Healing. I know that's coming up here. Gamer, armor, violence. There it is. So let's see. Trying to find where it heals. I know there's a page. Heal. Resting. Okay. So restore. Catch your breaths. Have a drink. All right. He's gonna drink the water. We'll restore D4 health, and he's gonna eat his food. So he has to eat his entire food. Rations we have none, so we were out of food. Okay, so we roll D4, and this is how much we heal. 2. Okay, so now he's up to 3 from his 1. Okay, so he healed a bit. All right, that's healing. So, we've hit an hour and 4 minutes. I like it. I do like Mork Borg. I love the designs. I love the tables, but I don't know why I'm still stuck on Maze Rats. There's, for my opinion, there's something about Maze Rats that I love the 2D6 type of games. I don't know why. I like that it has that bell curve predictability of the roll compared to just a flat D20 because you can roll a critical or a fail with the same chance. You can roll a 1 or a 20 at the same chance. But D20, 2D6, you get that slight predictability, but you can still fail. So for me, my go-to game is still Maze Rats, and that's what I've been using for Misfortune. currently is the Maze Rats. Now, Misfortune, my last, I just did episode 35 or 6 recently after a month hiatus of playing it, and I was doing it digitally. Because this is my new format, this what you guys see on the screen and tabletop, I'm gonna have to bring that to analog. And it's not the first time Misfortune has gone through conversion. But yeah, Maze Rats is it's a great light rules light, which Mork Borg is rules light, but I don't know why I get confused easily on some things, but there's always a chance I can create house rules to modify Mork Borg, but it's still I'm glad to have this part of my collection, and the tables of it is fantastic. But uh, I know again I'm a little rusty on solo RPGs, but I feel like it was fun. I did enjoy it. I didn't try to be too critical of myself, knowing this is a playtest. Again, I use the table fables from time to time, and this is a great uh, content creator. If I'm stuck at times for if I can't think of anything on top of my head, like a ghost hand coming up, or a wall that makes shit that turns into a creature. It's a shape-shifting wall. It turns into a stone and gets thrown at you. Again, there's so much creativity in fantasy. But yeah, that's really it for this playtest of Mork Borg. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I felt it was a little all over the place, but um, this moment here with the interaction with the spirit scum was interesting because we did play with the initial Mork Borg for the rules to the best of my ability, modifying it from house rules. Then I'm like, hey, let's try Maze Rats in two different methods with the changing armor class and then the fixed usual standard armor rating. So, but yeah, that's really it, guys. I enjoyed it myself, and I hope you guys did too. I hope you enjoy my current format for my videos. This will be something I've been trying to work on is consistency in my channel. That has been a fault of mine. I've been trying to work on that. Um, I've been trying to work on that problem for a while now. But this was Mork Borg a playtest, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thanks for watching.